Hey there, this is Niels Beerfoot. Today we are building a feathery bracer which is inspired by the Aztec eagle warriors. Print out the pattern, cut it out and trace it onto your leather. Make sure first that the size is fitting for you. I recommend a rough paper or covered model first before you invest your leather. Quick note here. On the lower piece, don't cut out the feathers and details yet. Moisten your leather completely and let it set for a few minutes until it looks again like it was dry but is still cool on the touch. Now trace all the lines from the pattern onto your leather, as well as the holes you have to punch. Now we can start tooling. I start with a swivel knife. As you can see, the leather is still a little bit wet, but works out nevertheless. Every once in a while, polish your swivel knife to get super smooth cuts. Here I use a beveler and later on I will use a backgrounder, but which exact tool you use is totally up to you. This is a camouflage tool I use along the borderline. And here once again I use my swivel knife to get more details into the feathers. This is about punching holes later on for the rivets with a hole punch, as well as with a diamond punch for sewing. I bevel all the edges, which makes them more smooth and the burnishing later on much easier and clean. Now thin out the leather on the flesh side of this gem-shaped area. This and moisturizing this area makes stretching out the leather much easier. This is needed to give this area a more outwards bend and a more gem-like shape. With the bone folder I stretch out the leather outwards. To make sure this outwards bend is maintained, I created a leather piece that fits right in and I use contact cement to glue it on. After about 10 minutes you can press both pieces together and then very carefully use a hammer to hammer it down. With the bone folder I make sure that the leather carving on the top is still maintained, and with the swivel knife I get some fake cracks into the gem. This is about what your pieces should look like right now. This is with some dye. And this is with some paint. To secure the paint, I put on 2 coats of resist. Also the edges are here very important. While drying, we can use the moisture of the resist for burnishing. After the resist dried completely, I put on some antique gel to get a darker look and more depth. Simply wipe away all the excess antique gel. With another coat of resist, I want to secure the antique gel so it does not get easily washed away. While still moist, I shape the leather into its rough form. I put the loops into the holes. Generally, these holes are not necessary, but they can make it easier to fit perfectly to your arm. Now we can assemble the pieces. I use some rivets to temporarily fix together the top and the bottom piece, and to mark the area where I have to put the glue between both pieces. I roughened the leather so that the glue will stick better. Putting on the contact cement. And after a few minutes we can assemble both pieces. Again, I use the rivets and the holes as help. Gently hammer together both pieces. I re-punch the holes for the rivets. Place the rivets inside. And I set them. I put some contact cement along these lashes, as well as on the rope. But before this, make sure the lashes fit around your rope gently. Not too tight, not too loose. Should be kind of perfect. And now press on the rope. Bend the lashes around the rope and sew them on. Mark down first where both sides will perfectly fit together and then put on some contact cement. And again, after a few minutes drying, press them together and gently hammer them down. Now I cut out the feathers in detail. Bevel the edges and re-dye them. Seal them with resist. And burnish them. Use a bone folder to get into the deep corners. To secure it, use a diamond punch and sewing to fix them together permanently. After this, if it does not fit perfectly, put a rubber band through the loops to make it tighter. For the gloves, I use some fabric rubber band that is glued to the fingers. So you got one strap that fits the leather finger around your finger, and one that still will stay loose to be fit to the handpiece. After the glue dried, sew them on. To fit them to the handpiece perfectly, use your own hand as reference. And you're done! I hope you enjoyed the video as well as making your own feathery Aztec warrior braziers. And until next time, ciao!